And a lot of stuff rubs off on these kids that they use to good advantage. Now, in Davy's case, I always thought that Davy was a one-way player, very much like Maurice Richard, that took the big break and went in and scored goals. And I saw him playing for Father Bauer here, and I still thought I never said anything at the time, I still thought he had this habit. Now, we know to be a pro, you must work both ways. The house, there's only one player that got away with it that never back-checked, and that was Richard, but he was a category of his own. So, when Emlich got a hold of this kid, he saw something, and he gave the boy ice time, which is essential. A rookie can't produce if he's jittery and his coach is jittery too and pulls him on the first error, because everybody makes mistakes. And Emlich saw something in this kid. He saw a nugget. And he gave this boy the ice time and told Davy, now, you're going to make mistakes, but you're my boy, sort of thing. But he says, you got to check. And today, Davy is one of the best forecheckers in the league. Hence, he's a star. Thank Punch Emlich.
And with us now, Dave Keenan. And Dave, would you say that's how your checking developed?
Well, Ward, I think a lot of what he says is very true, but possibly he says he saw me play when I was playing at St. Michael's, and I was basically the same then as I was when I left Noranda. But I think that the father and Bob Golden were the biggest single factors in changing me. Possibly it didn't show then because it took a little while. But then when I came to Toronto, as he said, Punch gave me the chance to play. He gave me the opportunity, and I killed penalties and got an awful lot of ice time, and consequently I was able to develop a little more quicker than I otherwise would have if I'd have, as he said, been pulled off every time I made a mistake, and Punch bore with me, and I was fortunate to get the ice time.
Mm-hmm. Dave, a lot of people are comparing young Mike Walton to you, except perhaps when it comes to checking. Now, is this a kind of a thing that could happen to Mike? Did he become a checker?
Oh, I think Michael can. There's no question in my mind that Michael can check, because when he played at St. Michael's and played for Marlies, Jim Gregory coached, and Jim Gregory follows basically almost the same philosophy as Father Bauer about developing hockey players. And it's just that Michael is the last three teams that Michael has played with, he hasn't had to really check. They've been good offensive teams. They've had the puck, shall we say, 70 or 80% of the time. So when you have the puck that often, you have it most of the time, so you don't really have to worry about going to get it. But on our team here in Toronto, we are not as good offensively as some of the other teams, but we check, and consequently, I think that as he progresses, he will start working at it a little more, and I think there's no question. I think that everything will come out for him.
Dave, you mentioned the team isn't really an offensive team. This year there isn't a leaf at the 20-goal mark, which is very unusual with 15 games to go. Do you think there's any particular reason?
No, I don't think really, Ward, outside of 5 or 6 or 7 hockey players, there's that many players at the 20-goal mark. Canadians don't have a player at the 20-goal mark, true. So they're usually a high-scoring team.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's the buzzer. Now, I know you want to get back, Dave, and the way the team's going tonight, they look like they could go to the Stanley Cup.
Well, we'll just play one period at a time.
Thanks, Dave, for being with us. In a moment, we'll return to Bill Hewitt, Brian McFarland, play-by-play of the second period.
What has Imperial Oil done for travelers lately? Petroleum and Research provide modern jets with attractive vinyl wall paneling and insulation material that keeps noise down, the temperature comfortable. Petroleum and Research contributed to the development of handsome, easily cleaned upholstery that lets them take it easy. Helps provide the foam rubber for the relaxing seats in the bus, for comfort that makes the miles go faster, the road seems smoother. Petroleum and Research help develop the sturdy and elegant materials for her modern lightweight luggage. And of course, Petroleum and Research provide the fuel to take them where they want to go. This year, Imperial Oil is investing more than $120 million to find the oil Canada needs